There's a new buzzword that everybody involved in the campaign is suddenly spouting, and it's alt-right or alternative right. Why? Donald Trump, of course. This explains why we do a lot of things in terms of campaign coverage. So Hillary Clinton gave a speech the other day and tried to tie Trump to the alt-right, saying that he is the spokesman for a lot of what she calls fringe groups or people who are way out of the political mainstream, who she describes as either being racist or race baiters or anti-Muslim or anti-Hispanic. And to the extent that some of those people support Donald Trump, she's trying to hang that around his neck like an albatross. Now, let it be said that Trump is pushing back pretty hard. He's come out and called Hillary Clinton a bigot. His explanation, and Anderson Cooper on CNN pressed him on this, is that she is pushing policies that are not good for the African-American community, and she doesn't really care about them. She just wants their votes. That may be true. I don't know that that translates into bigotry. That was Anderson Cooper's view. And by the way, I've covered a lot of presidential campaigns. Sometimes you get insinuations or implications that somebody may be racially insensitive. I have never seen anything like this, where essentially each of the two major party candidates are accusing each other of out-and-out racism, bigotry, prejudice, and it's only August. It's amazing. Now, what about this alt-right? Part of the reason that this has come up or bubbled to the surface is because of the hiring of Steve Bannon. He, of course, was the former chairman of Breitbart, the conservative website that Bannon himself has said speaks as a voice for the alt-right. Now, he, of course, sees it in terms of people who are fed up with government, fed up with Washington, fed up with politics as usual. And the detractors, and people on the left in particular, and people in the media on the left, see it as a kind of a motley collection of those who are either call themselves white nationals, but they're really white supremacists, or harbor anti-black feelings, or want to take their country back from somebody. And so this is the debate. Now, I get it. Part of what you do in politics is you try to tie your opponent to other unsavory folks or movements because that's the way you score points. But I've never been a fan of that approach. And here's two quick examples where I think there's a double standard. So I didn't like it. Maybe I was in the minority. We saw a lot of this on the air, especially on Fox, when the Orlando killer's father showed up uninvited at a Hillary Clinton rally. This was seen as a negative for Hillary Clinton. I said she shouldn't be blamed for it. What does she have to do with it? The same thing goes when Donald Trump was endorsed without any request on his part by David Duke, and then the media were like, well, you took 12 hours instead of 6 hours or 2 hours to denounce the guy, to disavow the endorsement, and that's a bad thing. Well, it's the same thing. No matter how many people, and there's a Hillary Clinton web ad now featuring people from the KKK and that sort of thing, talking about how they like Donald Trump. That can't be laid at the feet of Donald Trump. You can take issue with his rhetoric, you can talk about whether he's pandering, but no candidate can be held responsible for the fact that there are people out there with unsavory views or fringe groups on the left or the right that like their candidacy, unless they are making an explicit appeal or they appear with the person. That happened when Hillary Clinton appeared with Cher, who likened Trump to Stalin and Hitler, and Hillary didn't disavow that. I didn't see the media making an issue of that. Bottom line, let's hold the candidates accountable as journalists and as citizens for what they say, for the positions they take, for the kind of rhetoric they use, and not for what some of their supporters may say, however wacky, crazy, or distasteful or hateful those supporters may be.